You're doing it again, man. Got a new album.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Now, when is it coming out, first off?
Well, I was pushing for a November release, just trying to get it out this year, trying to go ahead and make that thing happen. But the truth of the matter is, I'm still recording. I'm still perfecting stuff. You know what I'm saying? I guess as I get older, I fall deeper and deeper into this perfectionist thing. So
I was getting ready to say that.
I could be better. The whole nine. So, so I'm going to go ahead and push it back to the top of next year.
I mean, because all your music is excellent, and I know you put some thought into it. It's got to be very difficult for you after you make about 30,000 cuts for an album to figure out what's going to make the album. Is that a problem for you?
Very, very true. It's a great problem to have, but yes, definitely a problem. And that's a very accurate number. I applaud you on your accuracy and that educated guess you just made.
Yeah.
But yeah, we cut a lot of songs. For this album alone, I cut anywhere from 60 to 100 some odd songs, and I got to bust that down to like 12 to 20, basically. So it takes a little doing. It does.
So you were kind of doing the dance thing, and now you're like switching it back to R&B. Why?
Well, I first and foremost, I feel like I was getting a little backlash from my R&B audience. They was talking about I abandoned them. I stopped doing R&B, which nothing could be farther from the truth.
Right.
My last album, Red, was kind of a celebration of all of the genres of music that I've been able to touch over the last few years. Mm-hmm. And so a good half of the album was R&B. As a matter of fact, the first single off of Red was Lazy Love, which is a classic R&B record.
Right.
It just didn't get the love that the Let Me Love You joint did. Over the last few years, those have been the records that get the most love, that get the most attention. So I never abandoned R&B. It's just y'all just wasn't paying attention to my R&B at the time.
Got you.
But with this specific album, I made sure that can't happen because this album is 99.99998% R&B, meaning there might be one, maybe two songs that could fall out of the realm of R&B, but everything else, straight up R&B.
You're an incredible writer, and I know it's easy for you to write for yourself. Are you still writing for everybody else?
I've kind of calmed down a little bit in that I have a few artists of my own that I'm trying to get all the way right and get their stuff out.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to give my artist hit away to Rihanna or somebody. No disrespect to Rihanna, but I wanted to go ahead and keep it in house for a minute, make sure their stuff is all the way right. Take care of home first.
Right.
So I have two female artists that I'm working with right now. We're doing a whole artist development thing, making sure that everything is all the way right. I've been writing for them for the most part, but I got one or two things. I worked with the boy Mac Wiles, on his stuff.
Yeah.
The first single that he had out, me and him put that together. That thing got Grammy nominated, so I'm happy about that.
Oh yeah.
Add that to the list.
And one thing, man, I probably told you the story before, but I remember one time I was out in L.A., right? And I yelled at you from, you were walking in the mall, I think at the Beverly Center. I yelled at you from way across the way, and you came over and you spoke to me. Now, I'm on the radio. Do you do that with your fans?
Of course.
Okay, because I got that, because you seem so humble.
No, that's true. I seen him in Miami one time, and a bunch of fans stopped him. He was on Segways, him and a couple guys, and he sat there, kicked it with him, took pictures with him and everything. That was this year, too.
Well, one time I saw him, he was a total ass.
Oh, yeah.
He was just a jerk.
Oh, yeah, he can be a jerk.
He just ignored me.
Did he?
He ignored me. I started trying to sing,
and then you put your clothes back on?
I took, my panties were on the floor. I was like, "What? He ignored me."
Yeah,
it was rude.
I might have been scared.
Should have been. Would have been.
Yeah. You would have been scared. All right, Neyo. Of course, we got Neyo on the phone line right now. How do you feel about your ex being on that Atlanta X show? And then I'm gonna get back to the album. Okay, I got to ask you about that because it is relevant. Good. Okay.
I'm not tripping, brother. It's all right.
Okay, cool.
First and foremost, she wouldn't be on the show if I wasn't cool with it. You know what I mean? That's a conversation that we definitely had.
Because you guys are cool.
And yeah, man, we real cool.
Yeah, because she's not dogging you. She's not dogging.
What'd you say?
She's not dogging you on the show.
No, I know, because again, that's one of the things that I love about Mo is that she's not crazy or stupid. Neither one of those is true about her. So I mean, I knew that there was going to be some sort of backlash from the show. I mean, the name of the show is Atlanta X's. She's an X for a reason. There's some mistakes that was made, and I knew that she was going to get on TV and tell the truth. So it is what it is. The one thing that people got misconstrued. Now, I'm not watching the show. I'm not watching no TV, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But the one thing that I did see, because there was so much backlash coming from my social media, my Instagram, and my Twitter and whatnot, people are saying that I made her get her tubes tied or made her get her tubes burned or whatever the case may be, and that's not the truth. And if you watch the show, she says, as a family, we decided we didn't want any more kids. And that's what happened. When we was in the doctor's office and we found out our second child was going to be a boy, we looked like two people whose team had just won the Super Bowl. We was high-fiving and everything else. We was like, yes, we done.
Right.
All right. You know?
But
then the doctor hit us with the option. And, you know, I looked at her, she looked at me, and I was like, anybody that knows me knows that I don't force my will on anybody. My whole thing is, if that's what you want to do, cool.
Right.
So I hit her with it. If that's what you want to do, cool. And she was like, all right, well, I'm done. I'm done, too.
They're trying to put that perception out there. Oh, yeah, Neyo's controlling and this and that. And I know sometimes artists treat me differently because I'm on the radio, but I've seen you in action and how you really, and you just admitted, you know, how, you know, you're just really cool with people. You just don't strike me as that kind of guy. You do strike me as a perfectionist. I get that, especially with your music, because you're consistently good with it. The album, now, what's the album going to be called?
Name of the album is Nonfiction. I'm calling it that for a couple reasons. First reason being that this album is a collection of stories, and every story on this album is 100% true. Now, some of them are mine, of course. You know, everybody knows some interesting things have happened to me over the last few years.
Right.
But some of them actually belong to my fans. I wanted my fans to be part of the creative process this time around. So I reached out via my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and the whole nine, and just asked random questions. What's going on in your relationship? What's going on with your
That's
kids?
so cool.
Whatever. The stories creative. It's the most interesting to me, I wrote songs about them. So, you know, again, making them part of the process.
And they're going to come back and sue you. That was my story.
Right.
$50,000. Yep. Hey, listen, we're going to have to roll. I got to ask you, man, you're a very credible actor, man. Are you still invested in acting, or that is like plan B?
Definitely a student of acting right now. I got a major amount of love for the craft of acting, but I know that the thing that made me realize that there's some stuff that was coming across the table that I just knew I couldn't do. I just knew I don't have the chops for it. You know, the James Brown movie came through before that came out, and I knew good and well that I don't got what it takes to play James. I don't got it.
Wow, man,
That's big of you. That's very big of you.
But that really kills what I was going to
be the dude that messed up the James Brown movie. No, I'm not going to do that. No.
Well, that's going to kill this prison love story I had.
Oh man,
I wanted to cast you. And
see how you killed yourself.
You know, I do a movie. I was looking to cast you in this. It's a prison love story about two guys that are locked up, and they, you know, it's. Never mind, Neyo. I guess you wouldn't like that.
Why? He's listening like, what?
I was like, hold on, where is this going? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Russ. Where are we going? Hold on.
Hey, Neyo, it's great talking with you, man. The album Nonfiction coming out when he tells us.
Top of the year.
Top of the year. All right, so you know you got to come in studio so we can play every cut.
Not a problem. I would definitely do that.
No, I'm serious. You got to do
that. I also want to throw in there, be looking out for me on tour. I'm doing this House of Blues run. It's about 12 to 15 dates. Get on my Instagram, get on my Twitter.
What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram, Twitter?
Instagram is @Neyo. Twitter is @Neyo Compound.
Okay.
The website is neyothegentleman.com. All the info is on there. Look for the city that you in and when I'm going to be there, and come on down.
All right.
Neyo, it's great talking with you, man.
For sure.
Appreciate y'all love, man.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye.